Look at you, Ascot boy. I love this because it's real to me. And if it's real to me, it's going to be real to whomever's watching. Horrible person. Horrible person. Yeah. The Gilmore boys might show up and win the tag titles. Wouldn't shock me, and it shouldn't shock you.
Good morning, Screen Rant, and welcome back to Coffee Chats. We're here at Gumption Flatiron, and I'm joined by the one, the only, the generational talent, Mr. Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Max, thank you so much for coming on Coffee Chats.
It's great to be here with Screen Rant. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. I really, the only thing that I do that's caffeinated is pre-workout. I'm looking at this caloric monstrosity sat in front of me. This will put 10 pounds on me. Hopefully I'll be able to piss it all out tonight. Now, is it going to come out of the front or the back? We'll find out.
Before we officially sip, Max, we have a rule here on Coffee Chats.
We have a rule on Coffee Chats.
And that is that phone sips first.
So I have to ask you a question.
Please do.
Your hands, they could have been anywhere.
They could have been.
Do you think that you have a disgusting, dirty phone, in your opinion?
I would say
looks clean.
I would say the case can get replaced because it's like it's.
I'm used to wrestling fans where it's cracked. Yeah. And there's donut powder on it. So I will hold this phone. Okay. I will hold this phone.
Well, we will do two angles here.
Okay.
I'll cheers you.
Boom.
Mr. Friedman. Oh, there he is.
There it is.
Beautiful. I feel like now is the time we dive right in.
We're going to dive in.
Phone has sipped first.
Here we go.
Cheers.
We're cheersing. That's genuinely good.
I love it.
That's really good.
It's a lot of coffee.
Delish.
Truly. It's a lot of caffeine. We have espresso in there as well, which is always a fun little kick. We do adjectives here, Max. So what's popping out to you? I have a couple already. There's a hint of ginger in there, and then here's a weird one, November. It tastes like how the month November in my mind registers.
Explain that to me. Explain that to me in the audience.
Something about the autumn, right? And the gingery of it all, just the smooth finish. It feels like I'm surrounded by pine.
I can be dead wrong. Why am I getting pumpkin from this?
Ooh, I could see that.
Did you get any pumpkin?
I got some pumpkin, and that's
a little pumpkin.
Is pumpkin not November? A little bit of October.
Little October-y.
Maybe we
My brain goes to October.
We broadened it and call it fall.
Yeah. I'll allow it. You're doing a great job cleaning, by the way. So now let me ask you a question. You're wearing a Burberry ascot.
I am.
That's obviously in reference to my greatness, but could you not afford the scarf? Is that what happened?
Well, you're too kind to believe that this is real Burberry.
Oh,
to begin with.
All right, that's fair. That's very fair.
Of course, I want to make a little wink and nod because obviously, you've done so much entertainment in your life.
Yeah.
We know you from the Squared Circle, but now we're knowing you for Happy Gilmore too. I remember I was at AEW Full Gear.
Oh wow, that's
2022.
That's a ticket. That's a beautiful ticket.
This is when Max won his first world championship.
Defeated dictator John Moxley.
You sure did.
With relative ease.
You sure did, and you were right about him from the jump.
Horrible person. Horrible person. Yeah.
At this press conference after the show ended, I sat front row.
Yeah.
You came out, you had some blood on your forehead, and you cut a very impassioned promo. And then you said you had to run to your goddamn movie set.
Yes.
And the next time we saw you on TV, you were clean shaven. And you were quite clean shaven in Happy Gilmore 2.
Yes.
Was that the project you dipped to film?
That was most certainly the project that I was filming at the time. And I like to refer to that era of MJF, the baby-faced assassin era, because I looked 12 with no facial hair on. And it was eerie for most wrestling fans. But I really, when I got to sit down and watch the film, I understood why they had me shave my facial hair off for sure. And I was really happy with it.
It's funny because when you pop back on TV and you said that your reign of terror had begun, I assumed it was a clean-shaven nod to early 2000s Triple H.
Sure.
But sure enough, it was for the role. And a question I had to ask you on that front here, we have, where do we have him? There's Mr. Max Friedman in all his Gilmore glory in this movie. You're clean-shaven, but you retain the tattoo.
True.
Why keep the tattoo for the role?
Well, I think the beautiful thing about the Gilmores is they're very Jewish, and there is a Star of David with my tattoo. So I'd imagine that's why Adam was okay with me keeping that tattoo. Now, I did have to cover up the rest of my tats in the movie, but I was actually really happy that I got to keep that trademark MJF tattoo on screen. Yeah,
it reminded me a little bit of DJ, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. You know, that's a tattoo that becomes infused in part of his role.
The placement. Believe it or not, that was one of the main reasons for my placement of my tattoo was because when I was a kid, I remember when I saw the Brahma Bull, specifically over the bicep, but not going over the shoulder so you can still see the cap of the delt. These are very important things to people that work out.
Yes.
You don't want to cover up all this hard work, right? So I remember I knew when I hit 18, on my 18th birthday, I actually had gotten that tattoo. And that was the reason for the placement, not the reason for the tattoo. Obviously, the tattoo was a different reason, but.
I reference obviously The Rock and his tattoo. That kind of Samoan heritage bleeds into his characters. For you with this tattoo, keeping it there, do you feel like you're infusing some of Max Friedman into MJF?
Anything roles? I do, whether it's me being myself in AEW or whether it's me taking on the role of Gordy Gilmore and the future roles, is I feel like I always approach things as, let me take what is a part of me that fits this character, this role, so that way it's not a character, I'm just being myself and I'm being real. So I find the things in relation to myself with the part I'm playing so it feels authentic and real. Which, I don't know if that sounds lame, but it's just my truth. And I think that's why in wrestling and in acting moving forward, when people watch me, they're gonna realize there's this feeling of genuineness and it being organic. Because it's real to me. And if it's real to me, it's gonna be real to whomever's watching.
It's still real to all of us, damn it.
There you go. You know? That's a beautiful quote.
My favorite of your promos too is what has been known as your pipe bomb.
Sure.
June 1st, 2022. And the way you started that promo was you didn't say, you said, I know the whole promo memorized. And if you give me a second.
I'll sip while I listen.
Here we are. I'm in a lot of pain right now after what happened on Sunday, but all you people want to do is hear me talk. You want me to talk? I'll talk. But this is Max Friedman talking.
I took the scarf off, yes.
Your ring name is MJF. It's still your initials.
Yes.
But there's a difference between Max Friedman and MJF, and the only subtle physical difference is the scarf. So when it comes to your acting performances, do you feel like that also carries over? Keeping the tattoo, shaving the beard?
1,000,000%. I feel, like I said, I feel most confident when I feel like what I'm doing is true to me. So when I can have little reminders like that, it's really helpful. But in that moment when I took the scarf off, I needed everybody to know that, first of all, everything that comes out of my mouth on a weekly basis is already real, but I needed everybody to know not only is this real, but please pay attention to everything that's coming out of my mouth because I'm angry right now. And I need everybody to know that I'm angry right now. Yeah. And everybody did. And it all worked out.
It's a hell of a promo. You're surrounded by top-tier talent in the ring and both outside the ring, too, when it comes to your acting roles. Working with Zac Efron and Jeremy Allen White in the Iron Claw, as well as that entire ensemble. But specifically in this one, you're pretty one-to-one with Adam Sandler. You get to work very closely with him.
I fired my dad. That's my new dad.
Yeah.
I love Adam, though. Love Adam.
Adam is the man.
Yeah.
A lot of friends named Adam.
Yes, that's true.
Hopefully
Adam
it doesn't
Cole,
go the same way as the last one.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
You could headline Wembley Stadium with Adam Sandler, though.
Now we're talking. Okay, now we're talking, because we're going back to Wembley in 2026. So I'm telling you right now, the Gilmore boys might show up and win the tag titles. Wouldn't shock me, and it shouldn't shock you. No, Adam, working with him, it was so mind-blowing because I grew up idolizing him. As a Jew, you don't have a lot of representation where it's like a leading role. Where it's a leading role and the guy's cool and he's funny and he's quick-witted and he can beat people up. So I remember how much it meant to me the first time I watched Happy Gilmore. So this dude's just beating the crap out of people and he's lining these long drives, like somebody you can look up to instead of like, which is like most of the roles, right? Like, so for me, I get to be on this set with him, and I remember I was so nervous meeting him. And then it was all immediately put at ease. They say don't meet your heroes. Well, those people never met Adam Sandler. And also with my brothers, like they're really my brothers now. Connor and Phil and Ethan, they're all so talented, and there they are. When it was our first day on set, I'm thinking to myself, because again, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm a classically trained actor from the time I was 6 until the time I was 18 years old. And then I jumped.
You did that alongside singing as well.
I did, yes. Look at you, Ascot boy. I love this. And it was fantastic, and I loved it. And I did a cappella and choir and theater, and but then I jumped headfirst into wrestling, and it did really help with the promos and stuff and the interviewing on the mic. But to me, it felt like I was going back on a bike, but at the same time, I'm used to dealing with, a specific type in my locker room in wrestling, and I didn't know what type of people I was going to be interacting with on set. You hear stories about people in Hollywood, they're like, I only need green M&Ms or whatever, like
said that to me 2 hours ago.
See? But they mean it. That's the thing, you know what I mean? And then when I met them, I was like, all these guys are chill, all these guys are talented, and they're all incredible at improvisation, and I can play off of them. No offense to most professional wrestlers, but when the red light turns on, they kind of start freaking out. And all they can do is yell and scream and shake their face. And it's just like, to have people you can work off of that are comedic geniuses like Sandler, and you have Kyle directing, and then I have all these young talent, and I have Sonny. Sonny Sandler is a star, and I'm so excited to see whatever the next project is. I can't wait to see it. So yeah, not enough nice words to say about the entire Sandler family.
Yeah, and when you're talking about the whole ensemble, that's very high praise, because Happy Gilmore 2, no exaggeration, is probably the most stacked movie of the year.
It's absurd.
When you factor in all the cameos, you had a Mad Lib moment where MJF is playing Adam Sandler's son, and he fights Eminem in a Happy Gilmore sequel in the year 2025.
Yeah.
What the hell?
You know what's really cool is you manifest these things in your head without even realizing it. So like, growing up when I was younger, I don't know if you know my story, but I was unfortunately, some anti-Semitic bullying. And I remember I'd go to the gym.
You're gonna be the best in the world.
And I told myself I was gonna be the best in the world, but I'd go to the gym, and whenever I worked out, I was listening to Eminem music. Dun, 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 dun. And I'm just waiting for the beat to drop, and then I'm squatting down, I'm hitting PRs, and now here I am, I'm throwing Slim Shady into a lake. He's gonna get eaten by alligators. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's Marshall Mathers. He's standing right there. And I had moments like that every day on set. And then there were other moments where I got to meet people that I'm fans of that are also fans of me, like me and Bad Bunny. We just shot the shit about wrestling every day. And he's the coolest dude ever, super down to earth, super awesome.
He's seen your work.
Yeah, and I've seen his, and he's like, listen, there's so many.
I love how much of a student of the game he is, even though he's not he doesn't have to be.
He loves wrestling. And the reason I laughed when you asked is, has he seen your work? I just laughed because I remember he was telling me shit about my matches in great detail. And I was like, this is wild. And also Rob Smigel, some people might get this, some people might not get this. Shockingly, I love insult comedy. Who'da thunk? And he's on my Mount Rushmore of insult comedy, along with Don Rickles and Piper, So I'm just standing there with the guy who worked Triumph, and I'm just like, this is nuts. And I got to pick his brain a little bit, and I start talking to him, he goes, MJF, can I please take a video for my son? He's your biggest fan. I'm like, yeah.
Was it a cameo style video that you gave his son?
I did do a very intense video on his child, and he's probably traumatized to this day.
Sure.
But
he's gonna grow up one day, and I
met him at the premiere.
You're gonna have a feud with him. You're gonna be 45. And
I met him at the premiere.
Reversed.
He was shitting a brick a little bit, Smigel's son, but he was excited to see me nonetheless. It was so cool meeting all the golfers too.
Scotty Scheffler in this thing.
He's
so cool.
So funny. All these guys were so funny and witty and charming and so great on the fly. Yeah, I don't have enough nice things. And then obviously Uncle John Daly. He murdered it. And the cool thing about him is I got to drink with him a little bit. He's very good at drinking. If you're not aware, he's very good at drinking. He's a very talented man. And in between takes, sometimes he would drink. And he somehow managed to get better after every drink. So he's very talented in many different ways.
Yeah, the talent you had on set was incredible. The talent that came to the premiere last night was another level. I don't have a recent photo, but this is Max and old Big Match John from the Iron Claw premiere. I saw he was there last night.
We had ourselves another really nice chat. I won't give anything away, but there's so much mutual respect there. He's a trailblazer. If it wasn't for him, a guy like me wouldn't be able to be in a part of what's probably going to be the most viewed comedy of all time. It's because a guy like John was able to make people in Hollywood take us seriously. Before CM Punk was my favorite was John Cena. Yeah. And I had a fat head of him on my wall, in my bedroom. I don't have enough nice things to say about the guy. I also feel so fortunate because working for WWE in the time period that he did, you kind of have to quasi-soft retire or fully retire to approach, movies, cinema, TV. Because I work at AEW, I don't have to pick one or the other. And I'm so passionate about both.
The last time we spoke, we had an audio interview around the time of the Iron Claw. And I asked you about your 5-year plan in acting.
Yes.
Because a lot of people think
it's working.
I mean, geez, in just the year and a half since, you said you wanted to be in that household name category. You wanted to be in the Rock, the Cena, the Batista category of performer, but take it a step further and be someone who's still active in the squared circle while still, taking a moment to do your side projects. I know you have something with Seth Green on the way.
Seth Green, I did a movie called Floaters. I'm not sure if it's out yet, that I had a lot of fun doing. And I also did another movie with Ron Perlman and Justin Long. I cannot remember the name of the film off the top of my head.
Is that the one with Ryan Nemeth in it as well?
Ryan Nemeth? Yeah. He makes a cameo in it. Yeah.
And then you had the Justice League animated vocal role.
I got to do Killer Croc, which was a blast.
Yeah. So I mean, when we stack all that up together, things are going in the positive direction.
Yeah.
How do you keep growing this further? How do you keep this momentum accelerating?
Honestly, so if you're asking me from wrestler mode MJF, I'd say like, I was born to do this. But the fact of the matter is, full truth, cards on the table, Max Friedman talking. A lot of people will look at something and go, man, that seems cool. Wish I could do that. And then they just end it there. And my brain doesn't work like that. If I think something's cool, I'm gonna go do it. And I'm gonna try to do it. And I'm gonna put 110% in, I'm gonna put the work in, and I'm not gonna stop until I manifest it into reality. I feel like I manifested this photo in that moment, and I manifested this, and I manifested being in this movie, and I manifested winning that world title, and I want to continue through hard work, determination, and grit, and also luck. Let's not kid ourselves, right? That is a part of the mix, but sometimes you can make your own luck. I'm not going to stop until I do get to be on that Mount Rushmore of pro wrestlers turned actors. To me, there's 3 heads on that Mount Rushmore that you've already named, and I would really like to be the 4th, and I'm gonna make it happen by any means necessary. And if I don't make it happen, I'll be able to die with a smile on my face because I know that I gave it everything I had.
We'll wrap with this. We do a segment called Desert Island Drinks, where I want you to give me your dream guest, your dream drink, and your dream location. If you could have...
Can they be dead or alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever your heart desires. What would be your dream Desert Island drink moments?
I've really met... all my heroes I've met that are alive. You know what I mean? I've met them, and I've been so fortunate to have done that. Almost all of them. There's still a couple on that list. One of them's definitely Batista. But if I had to pick one, I think I do have to go with my grandfather. And I don't know if you could see this on camera, but I have a tattoo of him on my leg, and he's easily the most important person that was ever in my life. And he gave me the confidence that I have today. So if I could just, one more time, RIP, if I could have like anything to do with him at all, to just see how he's doing and what's it like up there and all that stuff. Or maybe it'll be like, dude, you just die. You know what I mean? If anything, that's just great information to know, because then maybe I'll live even harder than I already do.
I chuckle at the thought of you two splitting some bucked up pre-workout.
Oh, me and my grandfather, absolutely. We would totally chug some pre-workout and go hit the gym together. He was a beast.
Well, Happy Gilmore 2 is streaming right now on Netflix. You can catch Max Friedman, MJF in that movie, as well as on AEW Dynamite every single Wednesday on TBS and streaming on HBO Max. And stay tuned to the pay-per-views, because I feel like one of these days...
Hangman sucks, the belt's mine. Get over it.
There it is. Max Friedman, everyone.